So just before the video starts, I wanted to give a quick shout out to what is quite possibly the most apt sponsorship I've ever come across for Vivec. Oftentimes I'll decline, 99.9% of sponsorship deals I come across, because I just don't think Raid Shadow Legends is very appropriate for the sort of content on this channel. But I know a lot of you like to fall asleep to these report videos, and that's why I thought these COZYSNUG sleep earbuds from LYTMI really are a match made in heaven for this channel and its viewers. If you're anything like me, you might struggle falling to sleep on your back with conventional earbuds in. I'd always wondered whether there were any designs that facilitated side sleeping without waking up with a perforated eardrum. Not only do these earbuds work wonders for side sleepers, they boast high quality audio, are super lightweight and soft with various different sizes of ear wings to pick and choose from, on top of having 21 hours of charge when using the charging case. So, now you can all quickly and smoothly fall asleep listening to me recount the usual litany of mind-bending, reality-shattering experiences that we all know and love. If you're interested, please check out the link in the description, and don't forget to use the discount code VIVEC for 10% off your order. Anyway, we'll crack on with the video now, but be sure to let me know what you thought of the earbuds if you do end up snatching yourself a pair, and thank you to LYTMI for reaching out, really appreciate it. The night of restoration of my sanity. An LSD, DMT, alcohol, cannabis and nicotine trip report by CD. Posted to EARBUDS.org February 17th, 2025. On a late summer Friday night, there I was, driving to my friend's house planning on taking some blotter acid and smoking DMT on the peak. When I arrived, I was greeted by two of my friends, and I smoked some distillate and ate one cannabis edible. Then, we went out and met up with another friend. We smoked some hashish out of a bowl and messed around. A few hours later, we smoked some more hashish and then started heading back to my friend's house. By now, the edible and the hash was going strong in my body. We got home and it was about midnight. Time to drop our tabs. I dropped one 150 microgram blotter, while my friend dropped a tab and a half, making his dose 225 micrograms. We let them lie on our tongues for about 10 minutes, and then swallowed them. Now, we wait. So, we waited around, listening to music, and just kicking it. Started to hit my friend first. He started getting slowly more wigged out, and it took me a little longer to hit. About an hour in, it finally hit me properly. Slowly but surely, the pattern started ascending out of the rug below my feet. And the shelves in the basement, they started to vibrate and breathe a little. I was hitting a vape, feeling the vibration of the salt nicotine buzz and LSD coursing through my veins. My other friend, who was not tripping, was sick. He decided to start getting ready to go to sleep. He would later be interrupted multiple times by us as the night progressed, obviously. He took the couch that I was initially sprawled out on and tried to get some rest. I was putting on different songs on the television, songs like Two Heads and House at Punai Corners by Jefferson Airplane. Some perfect songs that matched the vibe of the trip down to the majorly psychedelic instrumental sound of Jefferson Airplane. I was watching the rich geometrical patterns dance and transform on the carpet, more intense than the last time. The wood-textured laminate floor looked like it was trying to take flight from the ground, as the hallucinations made it seem to be rising. Every time I would try to put a new song on the computer, I would have issues because the keyboard was moving too much for my fingers to accurately press each key, and my motor skills started to decrease. I went up to the bathroom and looked in the mirror, watching my face morph around some. When I came back down, it was starting to get close to DMT time. 3 hours in, DMT time. I had about 80 milligrams of DMT in a pill capsule, and I poured it all into my DMT pipe. I was staring at this large load of DMT powder laying in the pipe, wondering where it would take me. After a few minutes of preparation, I gained the courage and took the pipe to my mouth and started heating it up. I took a toke, held it a few seconds, and then exhaled. Feeling the heaviness of the deems weighing on me, I then took another. Then the next thing I remembered was ego death hitting me, and I flashed to the last hit. I was trying to hold the candle that I was unfortunately using so I wouldn't waste our only lighter under the pipe, but I was missing it and spilling some wax on my arm. I remember staring into the candle and it looked like it was turning into a clock. and this clock seemed to expand to fill the entire room. Somehow, I was able to put the pipe and candle into the glass bowl beside me and lay down for what is to come. I remember looking at my friend as he was moving something, and then I was out. Staring at quadrilateral geometry, I started to fall back into the couch more and more. I eventually felt like I was all twisted up on the couch. The next thing I remember was feeling like I had this power-up. I unlocked the key to all of my troubles and issues in life. I did not feel rejected anymore. I felt like I was exploding with colourful rays of light. I was the light that was illuminating the dark room that the secrets to my problems were in. And now I could find them. Then things get really strange. I was in a scenario from the book of Mice and Men. I was Lenny, and was being yelled at by George for something I had done wrong. I had the mentally challenged voice that my junior year English teacher would take on while reading his part, and I was saying, "No, George, I didn't do nothing, George. Promise. I promise. Where's George?" And I was rocking left and right, pleading for George to not do something, for whatever I had done. I do not know why this happened, and it was very odd, but interesting nonetheless. I do not know what I was pleading George not to do, or what I had done, but I really did not want it to happen. The next thing that I remembered was exiting the trip the same way I entered. I had the ever so cliche key to life power up again, and then I started coming back to reality. I was laying on the couch sideways and was staring at the peculiar square blob of geometry. Then I remembered sitting upright and staring at my friend, and he was staring back at me. I looked at him curiously with a shocked expression, and I was confused as hell. He asked if I was okay, and I said, "Yeah, I'm coming back." I got comfortable back in my reality, and we went upstairs for me to use the bathroom, as I still had difficulty walking from the DMT. Standing up was odd, as it felt like when I stood up, my head stayed where it was while only my body went up. He had to help me up the stairs as I was still pretty twisted from the DMT and the LSD peak. When I used the bathroom and I turned off the lights and looked in the mirror, it was interesting. My silhouette was growing and shrinking and looked insane. He saw it too when I called him over to check it out. He went back to sitting in this living room. I went out to the living room and sat in the chair beside him. Everything was dead silent and peaceful. There was an old-fashioned guitar next to me. I started to strum the strings of it slowly and softly. I was playing through the notes and it felt soothing to my ears. It felt like I was soothing my friend in the room too. It sounded quite good to my tripped out brain. All that there was me, my friend, and this room with the guitar. I decided to get into just a little bit of liquor. I had one shot of 30% lemon liqueur and then went back down to the basement. I saw that there was still a pretty marvellous amount of DMT in my pipe still, so I decided it was time for some more DMT. Here we go then, DMT round 2. No idea what time it was at this point. I was feeling quite nice off the little shot took and the LSD. Weird combo, I must say, and also can get out of hand from what I've heard, as alcohol and LSD are sometimes known to be mentally dangerous. But personally, I was fine because I kept that in mind and did very small amounts of alcohol. I took the DMT pipe to my mouth, started heating it up. A little cloud appeared in the pipe and I started inhaling. I finished my rounds and then boom! I was loading into my junior biology class. I don't know why I kept going back to this period, but I guess I was visiting it again. I was sitting right next to my friend where I sit and it was perfect. Just like it was real life. I was wondering why I was waking up in my biology class. Wasn't I supposed to be tripping? Did I just smoke DMT in my biology class for fuck's sake? Then I remember being in this swirl of thought. Just like I had described to friends earlier that day, where I feel like I was swirling in circles and there are these physical thoughts around my head and everything is cloudy. I could see my thoughts all around me. It was all in my head, but it was becoming external. I was in the swirl of my own mind. I was swimming through geometrical rooms of purple hues, literally using my arms and breaststroking through different boxes or rooms, trying to find some entity of sorts. It felt very weird, and I was swimming through these rooms very fast. I remember whispering something and being very alert of some entity. I saw a glimpse of some face in the shadows, and then it was gone as fast as it was there. Then I remember starting to exit the trip. I was wondering if it was all even real anymore. I remember being transported back into my body and watching the corner shelf slowly morph back into its original shape. And I was back. I was thinking to myself, phew, that was fast. I asked my friend if this was real, and if I was back. He said it was, and I was reassured. I started cleaning up the DMT setup. I stood up and it felt like my head stayed where it was while my body went up. I asked him one more time. Right then, just to make sure, this is real, right? Yes, he said once again, and I smiled, knowing I had sorted out what needed to be sorted out that night. We went back upstairs and I had one more shot with some 40% orange liqueur. Standing up felt odd again, and getting up the stairs for a second time was fun as well. I used the bathroom, then had my shot. My friend was in the living room again, and I sat down where I was the first time, strumming the guitar. I was climbing up in the notes and then descending down the notes, all in a slow and steady manner, calming the energy in the room. We eventually stumbled back downstairs and chilled out for a bit. My friend was playing some lo-fi music and I was vaping. The euphoric nicotine rush was nice, synergised with the weed, LSD and an alcohol buzz. My friend though was starting to look more and more sick as the night progressed. He kept waking up to look around and see what we were doing, and then immediately falling back asleep. There was still more DMT in the pipe somehow, but a very, very small amount. I put on the Ballad of You, Me and Puniel, and I started heating the pipe. I cleared what was left in one, a decent sized hit. I exhaled and my friend awoke to the song. He looked around and I waved the pipe in the air to let him know I won't be so coherent in a few seconds. And then I put the pipe down. My friend started to look like he was on his deathbed. He was dying. My friend was dying. So, I started healing him with my positive energy. I started feeling empathetic towards him as he looked to be in a rough shape. I reached an egoless state, and the couch he was sleeping on looked like it was turning into something alive. The couch turned orange with dark, greenish patterns on it, and it was dancing and moving around with him on it. The trippy music sounded wonderful. I started coming down, and I was utterly satisfied, completely satisfied with the night I had just had. I felt that the acid peak was over as well. I took the almost empty wax pen my friend had and started hitting it, and hitting it, and hitting it, with the nicotine vape too. Feeling the rhythm of the LSD and cannabis synergy, I eventually got pretty high and I laid down with a blanket on the floor. Somehow I eventually fell asleep face first on the floor around 5:30 AM. Eventually, I was awakened by my friend, who was laughing at the sight of me face first on the floor like an idiot at around 8 AM or so. He wasn't as sick as he seemed last night. Obviously I wasn't tripping as hard as before either. We went out for a walk, got some drinks and food and chilled at a bench. The coffee monster I got tasted great. I was still feeling some of the acid. We headed back and my friend who was sick had to go to work. We said our goodbyes and then we went back out to my friend's house. We smoked hash and weed out the bong and this massive steamroller pipe he has called the Zong. We went to eat and then I went home. When I got home, I saw that my DMT pipe was broken. But you know what? I didn't care, as it had gotten good use for its final rips. In the end, this trip helped me to fully accept that you won't always get what you want. I so desperately wanted to break through that other night on LSD, and I desperately wanted to keep my friend. But it just wasn't meant to happen. It took me on a journey that showed me acceptance and how to simply let go. Let go of the past. Let go of your egoistic views on the situation. Just let go. I stopped feeling so crazy about it. I also learned that not everything lasts forever. Not every friendship, not every trip, not every emotion. Time is limited. Time is key. Time is the most important currency in the universe. Finally, I learnt to accept what has happened in the past, and finally look towards the future.